With Castlevania Season 4 at an end, let's revisit the Forge Master Hector. Hector and Isaac are two of the best written characters to me in Castlevania. As soon as they are introduced in Season 2, they are all eyes on me characters. When they are in the scene, they are the ones that captivate you. They are the stories that you are most interested in. And while I do plan on making a video for Isaac, this isn't the one for him. If you are interested in seeing that video when it does come out, don't forget to subscribe. Hector has been a fickle character, one who never really dominated his own storyline. He was never really in control of his own path until the final season, and that's still just a barely. But we will get into the juxtaposition that is Hector's happy, yet tragic ending later. First, he's under the thumb of Dracula. On a mission that he doesn't fully agree with for a man he doesn't fully understand. Then his story is dictated by Carmilla. She toys with him like a cat and a mouse, guiding his every decision, in the end leading to the betrayal of Dracula. We have Hector then misguided by a false sense of love caused by falling for his captor, otherwise known as Stockholm Syndrome, which turns into being controlled by a slave ring. And finally in Season 4, Hector is being commanded by his false need for forgiveness, to right his own wrongs and then go out by way of Isaac's revenge. But Season 4 doesn't give Hector the ending he wants. It doesn't even give him his plan B. Instead, opting for just writing a book. By the events that we are shown, Hector is never in control. He is guided by the whims of everyone around him, but yet, why is his story so intriguing? Well, let me answer that. When you look through the comments in my first video, once you get past all the frivolous ones about Hector being pathetic and weak, you can see that most people want Hector to have justice, for him to rise up. And that is because we have seen his character beat down. He didn't just hit rock bottom, he hit it and then he was buried underneath it. And with most character progression, we as viewers love to see that special rise and fall story trope. Whether it's rise and then fall, or fall and then rise, it causes a more congruent story in which we can condemn a character. Or we can hope for a character's success. It's something that has been known for a long time, and while steady characters can be written well, it's not as easy to achieve audience attention with a character who is always at their best or always at their worst. Therefore, that trend in the story where we get to see a character fall to their lowest and then climb their way back up to see the sunny sky is always a journey that can be enjoyed. And that is what we are given with the story of Hector. We are ready for him to take control. We are ready for him to grit his teeth and shine on. And right at the start of Castlevania Season 4, that's what we're given. I wish I would have recorded my reaction, but seeing Hector walk throughout the castle, planting those stones in the wall, got me hyped up. I had no idea what he was doing. I had no idea what those stones were for. But I was excited. Simply because at that moment it showed Hector had a plan. He was scheming. We didn't even need to know the plan. The fact that Hector was taking control and we as the viewers could see it, that was enough. If I had to put this on a scale of 1 to 10, beginning of Season 2, Hector was at about a 5. He was fine, he wasn't at his peak, but he was in control of his own story, but starting to lose it. End of Season 2, Hector was a 3. He had lost everything he thought he believed in, and he was beaten to a pulp. Season 3, Hector is at a 1. Captured and starved, falling in love with his captor, and inevitably turning into a slave. And then we have Season 4 Hector, who I wouldn't say peaked. No. There's no way you could say he peaked. I'd say he ended at about a 7, but it's still tragic. While he has regained the control over his life and the option to choose where he goes next in life, he loses the one thing that became important to him. The story, the relationship between Hector and Lenore is one of tragedy, and it's such a strange thing to see. At the end of Season 3, we were collectively mad at Lenore. She used Hector. She betrayed him. But yet somehow season 4 manages to not redeem her character, but get us to understand Hector's feelings for her. And so while her death was more meh for her alone as a character, it hit harder due to her relationship with Hector and our understanding of them together. Lenore never apologized. She didn't feel bad for her actions. There was never any regret. She saw what she did as something good for Hector, so why give it a second thought? To her, she was just getting him out of a prison cell, letting him have some semblance of freedom, while also just moving him into a bigger prison. But even with that, Hector still loved her, and when it came down to it, he even tried bargaining with Isaac to keep her safe. And now is the time to talk about the final interaction between the two Forge Masters. Hector does not ask for Isaac's forgiveness. He doesn't believe himself worthy of it, instead choosing to right his wrongs, ready to give up his life. But as Isaac said, it was time for them to grow up, to no longer hold on to that path. I will definitely go more into this conversation within the Isaac video, as it is more to his beat. I do want to mention that I believe Isaac had full intention to kill Hector. Upon seeing the state that Hector was in, the resolve that he had displayed towards righting his own wrongs, that is what caused Isaac's change of heart. If Hector decided to fight instead of choosing to accept what he had done, Isaac would have killed him. By choosing not to strive for forgiveness, but just to simply right his wrongs, Hector achieved forgiveness. He achieved peace. With Hector's resolve to live a simple life, he had achieved happiness. With the death of Lenore, he experienced tragedy. And this is our story of Hector the Forge Master, once abused and used by the world, left only with his peace of mind. And for any of those who may have noticed, there is now a join button down below, and that is for the new community. It's similar to Patreon, monthly subscription. You do not have to pay for it. I'm not saying you have to. You can, of course, just be here to enjoy the content. But if you'd like to go the extra mile to show some support for the channel, I would very much appreciate it. Otherwise, same as always, if you like the video, like, subscribe, share, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time it is for you.